Hey guys, so today I wanted to make a more honest update about coming off of Lexapro um, because I don't want anyone to feel the way I feel if they don't have to. So, for context, I was on Lexapro for 6.5 years. Coming off of it was going to be hell regardless because that's 6.5 years. Um, I also chose to taper over the course of weeks instead of months at a time because I felt like I wanted to get this over with as soon as possible. Full well knowing that of course could backfire. I made a deal with myself that I would go back on at least a low dose, probably like 5 milligrams, if I experienced brain zaps or anything out of control, if I got concerningly suicidal, or if I failed to go to work and function. So far, none of those things are happening, but I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't incredibly miserable. So, starting like a day or two after I filmed my last update video, I started experiencing really only being capable of being in two different states. Today's a little different because it's my day off and I'm still figuring out what today's going to be like. But over the past couple of days, I have been extremely cold, trembling, and anxious in the morning, and I cannot sleep past 7 a.m. I wake up at 7 and then I sleep another hour because what am I going to do with all of that time? And then I get up at 8. It doesn't matter if I go to bed at 2 a.m. or 11 p.m. I will wake up during those times, and if I go to bed before 11 p.m., I will wake up even earlier with even more time on my hands. And losing time was why I wanted to come off of Lexapro. It makes me sleep too much. I lose a lot of my life and I'm very disengaged with it. I wanted to experience all of my emotions and to have more time, but I don't have enough stuff to fill that time. I am trying so hard, but I also know that I can't like force myself to literally always be doing things because rest is important too, especially while your brain is adjusting and healing. And finding some sort of balance has been a nightmare. But two states. My thoughts are very disorganized. Sorry, I started when I'm upset, or I'm talking about something traumatic. I'm mostly just upset. Um, the brain fog is getting really bad, so I'm probably not going to talk as clearly as I was before, and I do apologize. But I'm either extremely cold, trembling, and anxious, and easily overstimulated. Like if I go into work and I'm still in that state, but about halfway through my day, except for today, it seems like I'm still in this state because I don't have as much to do. So maybe I'm not hitting that hyper arousal state. But about halfway through my day, I hit a wall, and I get so incredibly tired. And it's nice because I'm no longer super anxious and I've cried enough at that point that I'm done crying for the most part. And that's really nice. I really look forward to the evenings because I don't cry as much. And I can have normal conversations with people where I'm not really reactive to everything they say. But I am so tired that the brain fog is getting really extreme, and if I'm still at work during that time, I'm actually kind of having trouble speaking and getting tasks done because the fatigue is that intense. I am still making it to work. The only time I missed work was a very specific day where stuff was going on at work, and it was very understandable that I went home. Oh yeah, it was the day after. The day after I filmed last time, I got some bad news at work and was really upset. Um, and it was very hard. I did cry a lot, and also, so one thing that I'm gonna have to watch while coming off of Lexapro, besides all of this, is also the fact that one of the more dangerous aspects of my long-term mental health issues is my impulsivity, and I actually did slam my head into a table a couple of times, not very hard, luckily. I was crying. I had been crying. I had been trying to stop crying for like 3 hours, and I ended up slamming my head onto a surface a couple of times. My head already hurt from crying, so whatever. But I was kind of sad that that happened because that's not good. Um, those sort of impulsive outbursts of me like slamming my head into things and punching myself and punching things was really kind of what started my eating disorder the first time around. So if I can't manage that on my own, I will figure something else out medication wise. Probably not Lexapro, preferably. But yeah, it's either I am so overly stimulated that I can't enjoy anything I do, um, because everything feels wrong in my body, and it's very difficult to focus on. You'd think that, like, oh, I have all this extra time, why am I not drawing, why am I not creating, why am I not cleaning and rearranging my apartment? I did a little bit of that. Why am I not doing all the things that I always said I just don't have time and energy to do? Well, I don't have the energy yet. As you can see, it's either really chaotic, painful energy that all I can do is do whatever feels the least bad, and sometimes that's going for a walk, sometimes that's going grocery shopping even though I don't really need anything because I need to be out in public and around other people and not by myself. Sometimes that's playing very specific video games. Sometimes that's starting 3 different movies because the vibes were weird with the first 2, and now I finally found a movie. I'm watching World War Z right now. I really like that movie. But yeah, I also had a weird experience of seeing my therapist, my old therapist, at my job, which was really hard because I really should be in therapy right now. I should probably be having therapy twice a week right now with what I'm going through. That would be ideal, but I couldn't afford her anymore, so I want to see what this pay bump is like because I did get a promotion. It wasn't the one I wanted, which was why I was so upset, but I did get a promotion and I will be able to afford to take care of myself a little better, which is great. And I might be able to see, one of those therapists that's on a sliding scale or something. But this is really fucking hard, and it's early on enough that it is most likely withdrawals and not a return to my previous level of illness. But obviously, if it doesn't go away, that's a huge issue. I don't even know how much I'm crying anymore every day. And it sucks because I'm trying to find the balance between, like, it's okay to be sad, it's okay to be upset because I don't feel good. But I also, a lot of times I'm crying because I so desperately want to be happy and living the life that I want to live. But if I'm sitting there crying for 20 minutes, like, that's probably why I'm not happy and why I'm not living the life I want to live, And it's just really hard to find the balance between, I cannot, it's, even though these emotions aren't 100% my own, so much of it is my brain chemistry being completely fucked. I am also personally genuinely upset because it doesn't feel good to not feel good every single day. So finding the balance between letting myself get upset and also not wallowing in it and putting myself into a depressive state is very difficult. If it stays this bad, I will probably try and set up something with someone. I don't even know if it'll be my psychiatrist because she's so hard to even schedule with, and I don't like her. That's literally the reason I tried to come off Lexapro the first time. It was more so that I didn't have to see her anymore than me actually wanting to come off of it. Now I actually have, like, a lot of personal reasons why I want to try and see if I can. But I just wanted to be honest that, like, if you're wondering, I think I'm around week 2 or 3 of withdrawals. And I hate saying that because it's gonna be so long. And I know some people are gonna be like, you need to go back on it, but I'm sorry, I really don't want to, unless I'm in danger. Because withdrawals, as long as you take care of yourself and you don't let yourself get suicidal, they are not dangerous. Especially because I did not quit cold turkey. I did taper. Yeah. Some things that have been helping. I use a heating pad to keep warm when I'm really cold, and also to comfort myself. Because I used to take really hot baths all the time. But I live in an apartment that doesn't have a good water heater, particularly for my bath water for some reason. And yes, you can boil pots of water, but honestly that doesn't work well, and I bought a huge pot just to do that, and it still doesn't always give me the hottest water ever. So I used to take boiling hot baths. So I use a heating pad, and obviously I was exercising. That's another issue though, is I'm having to like figure out a balance with that, where I'm moving my body and getting some endorphins, but not getting weird and eating disordery about it, because I already was. So I'm probably not gonna run anymore. I already strained my knee too, so I'm gonna like focus on like yoga and swimming and like walking and stuff for a little bit, and see if that can still help without potentially, because I was getting really bogged down by like sports nutrition and stuff, and getting obsessed about like how to eat around my workouts and things, and just no. And also some strength training too, because I just like kind of need it. But yeah, I just wanted to be honest. Like, if you've been on this shit for years, like, please do not ever go cold turkey. But also, honestly, really don't taper off this fast. Like, I'm in a place where it's fairly low risk for me. Things are pretty stable right now. And also, like, I've accepted that, like, I might learn a lesson the hard way when it comes to this. But I genuinely felt so good for a week. I mean, in that first like bedtime vlog, you could tell how hopeful I was, and now I'm like, bitch, it's fucking withdrawal town, and it sucks. If you're a Facebook friend, I have 10 days left of my Facebook ban. Today's the 18th, for reference. So I will have that leg of my support network back sort of soon. Every day is so long. And I'm already someone who like struggles with like watching the clock at work and stuff too. And then in the morning I'm watching the clock because the mornings are so long and there's not enough to do, and I feel like shit. And every day just feels like an eternity of waiting for my life to start. And I feel guilty, and then I try and push myself to engage with life, and my body's just like twisting everything into a negative experience, and it's really irritating. Something else that has been helping me though is asking me how I feel. Me. Not my body, but my soul, and me mentally as a person when you take away all of that shit. And a lot of times the answer is, I'm tired and I'm frustrated, but I'm not hopeless, and I'm still determined, and I just want to feel okay. I don't want to feel bad anymore. But yeah, checking in with yourself is very important during these times, because obviously if I start to really feel hopeless, that's an issue. So yeah, at this point I'm really starting to kind of I don't answer messages typically for the first like 6 hours of my day, because I don't trust myself to engage with the conversation normally. So but I do love talking to people in the evening, when I'm calmed down. I love all my friends so much who are doing what they can to support me through this. And, yeah, I don't plan on giving up. This is me fighting to get myself back. I am starting to wonder if this was the wrong idea or the wrong answer, but there was no way to know unless I tried again. But yeah, if you can at all have the self-control, I know it sucks. There's a reason why I didn't want to take even longer, but do try to do it slower. You know, try to think of it in ratio of how long you've been on it. If you've only been on it for a couple months, yeah, tapering off over the course of weeks is probably fine. If you've been on it for 2 to 3 years, you should probably take 2 to 3 months on each new lower dose. Been on it for 6 years. I'm being quite reckless, and I'm aware of it. I'm just so desperate to get my life back. My body image is pretty bad, but I think I'm actually like swelling up and getting inflamed from the stress of everything. And I'm just trying to accept that there's a chance that I might like gain weight and stuff from the stress of all of this, and that's okay. I'm young. Like, if I need to be heavier for a little bit, that's okay. Whatever my body needs. And I've just been trying to ask it all the time, what do you need? Do you need to go lay down? Do you need to go outside? Do you need to call someone? I'm just constantly trying to be my own everything, my own doctor, my own therapist, and just asking my body what it needs. So yeah, if you choose to go off any medication, check on yourself a lot. Let the people around you know what's going on, and don't let it get too bad. This is me every morning. It just is what it is. But towards the evening, I'm typically smiling and doing stuff I like, so yeah. I love you all so much, and I miss all my Facebook friends a whole lot, and take care of yourself. But I didn't want to leave, you know, if I don't feel well enough to make videos for a long time, I didn't want to just leave that up and have people think that it's gonna be easy breezy beautiful cover girl. If you've been on something for years, it's gonna be really hard. So, but I believe in you. Please do try and do it with a doctor. A lot of me not doing this with the doctors, because I just like struggle to get things done sometimes, and I really should have like set up something with a different psychiatrist to make a game plan. But yeah, I'm gonna go debrief and try and calm down. But yeah, today's kind of a depressive day, I guess. I'm not doing a whole lot. I want to do my hair. I don't know if I can, but maybe I should go try. But yeah, I love you all so much. Be well, and don't push it too far. I promise. I don't want to die, and that's why I'm doing this, because I want my life back. But I promise, if it gets too much, I'll quit, and I'll ask for help, and I'll go back on a low dose to stabilize. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna cry a lot. I love you all so much. Have an amazing day. Bye.